Ladies and gentlemen, we have found another record low price here at the Motor Coach Store in Bradenton, Florida. This 2020 Newmar Mountain Aire is priced $100,000 below JD Power average retail value. When I saw this 2020 Newmar Mountain Aire price for $344,444, I had to triple check everything and understand why it's priced so low. Now, JD Power average retail is right around $445,000 for this 4551 floor plan. And usually Newmar commands a premium and they're gonna hold the closest to average retail value over any other production motorhome on the market. Now, there's a slight catch. This coach does have 58,000 miles on it, which is a little bit high for a 2020. But when we went through this coach and saw the condition, I was really surprised at how well it's been cared for, how well it's held up. Even with 58,000 miles on it, it's still in like new condition. And I think as we go through this coach, you're gonna see whoever owned this coach before really took good care of it. And the Mountain Aire, I've talked about it in several videos, really hits a nice sweet spot that no other motorhome brand is really hitting. This is gonna have the Cummins 500 with the Allison 4000 transmission, so not quite as beefy as the Cummins X15 with 605 horsepower, but still plenty of power to tow a heavy trailer. Does have a 15,000 pound towing capacity and plenty of power to get you through the mountains. Now, the interior, exterior color combination on this is a very classy, timeless design. And this does have the 150 gallon diesel fuel tank that we can fill up on both sides. And this coach is loaded with so many creature comforts, like the power window for the driver if you're pulling up to a campground and want to talk to the host, or if you're going through a toll. Also, you're gonna notice lots of cameras around the coach. Here's a camera in the rear view mirror. We're also gonna notice a camera just to the side of this light, and I love the way they bring that paint job through that camera. Lots of really nice details and just a stunning paint job with the black, white, silver, and gold. Really classy, timeless exterior colors. And you will notice the stainless strips down the side of the coach. And we'll open up these bay doors up. You know what? These bays are locked. But one of the things I like about this coach is it is on the Spartan K3 chassis, which is the beefier chassis. And with that, you're gonna get the key fob where we can actually unlock the bay doors from the key fob, or we have a little button right here as well. So we can just hit that button, unlock those bay doors, but then we can also lock and unlock the coach with the key fob. Really nice creature comfort. And I mentioned that 150 gallon diesel fuel tank. We can fill that from both sides of the coach. This is gonna have the 365 steer tires as well. I was recently talking to someone that was asking about the different coaches, which ones have the 315s, which ones have the 365s. A lot of the other diesel motorhomes aren't as big of a steer tire, which having that 365 up front is gonna give you a more stable ride. You're gonna have more rubber there connecting you with the road. And it looks like 2018 date codes on these tires. So original tires, it looks like. It's probably getting ready for a new set of shoes here soon. And we appreciate the Motor Coach Store giving us the opportunity to film all of these awesome coaches and find you guys the best deals. And we're always trying to get you guys the best deals on high quality stuff. And I also have to tell you about a recent discount we got for you guys. If you need a new mattress for your motorhome, you can now use the coupon code Andrew Steele to get 30% off of a Brooklyn bedding mattress at rvmattress.com. I've been working with rvmattress.com and Brooklyn Bedding for over 4 years now, and they have all different types of sizes of different mattresses depending on what your RV needs, whether you've got a king or queen or bunk coach or an RV king. They've got a new mattress for you, and they're a high quality mattress. So a lot of these RVs, even the higher end ones, don't come with the best mattresses, but Brooklyn Bedding mattresses have different firmnesses, different styles. I've used a firm Aurora for over 3 years now and get some of my best rest on that mattress. And they do have a 120 night sleep trial, a lifetime limited warranty, free shipping within the US. So definitely worth treating yourself or your motorhome to to a new Brooklyn bedding mattress. They also have all kinds of cool accessories like weighted blankets. So I'll leave that 30% off coupon code in the description below. We greatly appreciate Brooklyn Bedding and RVmattress.com for sponsoring the channel. So let's take a quick look at the bays before we take a look inside of this coach. Bay 1 is going to have this Dometic cooler with a manual slide tray. Bay 2 is going to be a full pass-through bay with the power storage tray. Easy positioning of where this switch is to bring this tray out, and super clean tray here. I'm not seeing any serious stains in this carpet. I see a little bit of wear and tear, but overall in excellent condition. Above this full pass-through bay, we have the entertainment system. It's got a Samsung TV with a Bose soundbar. Again, super clean. Bay 3 is going to be another full pass-through bay with that power slide tray. Again, super convenient location on the inside of the door for this switch. Lots of storage in your bays in this Mountain Aire. Bay 4 is going to house the central vac as well as some of your control modules, but we also have a large storage space here as well as some outlets. Then Bay 5 is going to be the other side of the plumbing bay. We've got this pegboard here, and the fresh water and the holding tanks are going to be behind that. This does have a 105-gallon fresh water tank, 65 gray and 45 black. And this coach does have an emergency egress door. We'll open that up in a moment when we go inside, but extremely important option to me in case of an emergency, but also makes loading and unloading the coach much easier. Here's our DEF fill. We could fill that on both sides of the coach, and then access to the chassis batteries, air dryer filter, and the fuel water separator. Coming around to the rear of this coach, you can see Spartan K3 chassis with the Cummins 500. 15,000 pound towing capacity and beautiful aggressive styling. I like these kind of aggressive curves in the rear end of this coach and that Newmar badge on the mud flap. And then there's a little latch right here that we can pull down and then access our Cummins 500. And that's the X12 Cummins. So the X15 is gonna be the bigger one we see in a lot of motorhomes. Here's our DEF fill on the driver's side of the coach, and then a little extra compartment to store our sewer hose. This is gonna be the plumbing bay. It's like they've still got a roll of paper towels in there. You can wash your hands out here. You have a power hose reel, your tank rinse. You can monitor your tank levels. Your water filter does have a macerator system, your Valterra dump valves, a super simple, super clean plumbing bay. And I like to point out the way that these doors kind of swivel up when you open them and close them, so that if you do open and close a bay door, or you open and close your slide room while the bay door is open, it's not gonna catch on that door. It's gonna be the power reel for our shore cord, as well as the Surge Guard power protection system. And then again, nice, easy positioning to wind up that shore cord on the inside of the bay door, so you're not having to bend down into the bay. And this is the Oasis hydronic heating system. And then here's the other side of the full pass-through bay. We brought that power slide tray out the other way, but here you could see the simple mechanism for that slide tray. And then this bay is gonna be the more narrow slide tray. And then up front, this is gonna be our battery bank on a manual slide tray. Looks like there's 8 8D house batteries there. And this compartment up front is gonna house some of our fuses. And then we can extend the HWH generator when the coach is running. And then up front, you know, the Mountain Aire is gonna be that more luxury line where the wiper blades are gonna be tucked back behind this front cap here to keep those out of the sun. And you know, right here next to it, we've got a Dutch Star, which is gonna be one step below the Mountain Aire. You can see the exposed wiper blades. And the Dutch Star is a great coach as well, but you know, the Mountain Aire, now you're going from the 450 to the 500, you're going up to the Spartan K3 chassis, and you're gaining a lot of creature comforts in the Mountain Aire that you don't get in the Dutch Star. The Dutch Star does have the 365 steer tires, and you know, there's a lot of nice Newmars here at the Motor Coach Store. Here's a super clean King Aire that recently came in. A lot of times, a lot of these Newmar coaches never get posted online. We try to get them to you guys on social media as quickly as possible, but lots of really clean coaches coming and going around here. So if for some reason this Mountain Aire isn't the right coach for you, definitely worth reaching out to the Motor Coach Store team and letting them know exactly what you're looking for, and they'll keep an eye out. We've got a lot of coaches coming and going here, but as beautiful as the exterior of this coach is, let's take a look at the interior, and I'll point out you've got a code entry here as well as a doorbell. Let's see if we can hear it. Oh yeah, there we go. And then nice lighting going into the entryway here. That really lights it up nice in the evening time. And here we've got some storage in your doorway. Super convenient storage area there. And then we do have this screen door if you want to get some fresh air in. And one thing Newmar does that I really like is if you're driving down the road, you can open this part of the screen door so you can see directly out of your window without having to look through that screen. But I think you guys are gonna like this interior as much as I did. Let's put the slide rooms out and take a look inside. When I saw the price and the miles on this coach, I thought that maybe the interior would be worn down. Definitely not the case. This is probably one of the best conditions I've ever seen on a 58,000 mile coach. Usually there's more wear and tear. Everything is still crisp. There's no smells in it. This really beat my expectations. And some of you may have seen previous videos where I've talked about this ceiling design and this vintage of Mountain Aire. I remember when I saw this for the first time, I was at the California RV show, and I thought that this was the best looking ceiling design I've ever seen in a production motorhome, with this diamond pattern and then the indirect lighting. And you can do a lot of cool stuff with the lighting in this coach, just using the accent lights and indirect lights in the evening if you want to set the mood a certain way. And right now we have the captain's chairs spun around to give us more seating in the living area. And you know, these captain's chairs are in excellent condition. You know, for 58,000 miles, a lot of times the seat will be more worn down, or the passenger seat. Definitely not the case here. All of the leather is in excellent condition. I will notice, you know, just the seat belt isn't quite, you know, strung up as tight as some of the brand new coaches. But overall, you know, even when we look at the steering wheel, is all in excellent condition, no excess wear. We've got the huge digital dash like we've seen in the Mountain Aire before, with all of the backup cameras, simple controls here for our generator, AC controls, extremely user-friendly. This is, you know, more modern. We even have the wireless charging port right here, so it's not sliding around if you hit the brakes. You can see this is actually charging through my OtterBox too. That's very rare to find a wireless charger that still charges through my phone case. Usually I have to take it off to receive that wireless charge. We've got 2 cup holders, very comfortable cockpit area. And then the passenger seat here is what we like to call buddy seat, much wider seat if you want to have a pet right along with you. And then it does have this tray that can be used for a laptop or tablet, or maybe have a meal. You've got a little cup holder here. You also have wireless charging for your passenger, and then a separate navigation screen for your passenger, as well as outlets and USB ports. This is a lot of coach for 344, 444. You'll notice indirect lighting on the slide room face behind these little X's, that beautiful Newmar craftsmanship like we've talked about in previous videos, and even subtle touches like the vent cover matches the wood cabinets with the darker wood. Really nice look the way that comes together there, and that diamond pattern ceiling. And then coming back up front, we're gonna have a TV on a televator, and then I like these accent pillows that they use. This has the tri-folding sofa that will pull out into sleeping. And then we have the 2 recliners over here. There is some cabinet space overhead, pretty deep cabinets, but the way they design this, you've got a little recess here with that puck lighting, so you're not worried about hitting your head on the cabinets when you're sitting down in the recliners. We have this nice centerpiece here with a little pull-out cup holder drawer, and then more drawer space below that. And you'll notice dovetail construction. We've got the booth back here. This will extend out, and then there's a leaf that will go there if you want to add additional seating. And I'll point out that there's no carpet on the slide room here. We have those tile floors below the booth, and these booths are very comfortable. It's a very large booth. You know, you can have large people with long legs sitting here and you're not crammed. And then it also has this pad over here if you want to kick back and maybe talk to someone in the galley. This is kind of a comfortable, natural position. And I just noticed there's actually outlets with USB ports hidden behind the window box there, so you have somewhere to charge your stuff while you're at your booth. And coming over to the galley, we have a Whirlpool microwave convection oven, a Fisher Paykel dishwasher, and then this cooktop with the cooktop covers that double as cutting boards. And these are super clean. A lot of times, you know, these Newmars, if you're chopping up vegetables on these cutting boards, They're showing a little bit of wear and tear, and this has not been through the in-depth detail process yet. So to see it just going through a quick wash here at the Motor Coach store, it's really showing in good condition. We have a true induction cooktop and then sink covers for the large double-sided sink. Really nice feel in this coach with the light and dark contrast, with the lighter color countertops, floors, and upholstery, and then the darker cabinets. Here we've got some good storage with a slide out tray. Again, that dovetail construction, a little nook right here with adjustable shelving. They make use of every little space. Here's all of your extra remotes for your different TVs, and then even some extra touch-up paint if you have a little scuff. Nice to have those still with the coach. They haven't been lost. More drawer space here, and then we're gonna have our large silverware drawer with the silverware divider. And you know, when I look through this coach, it's telling a story of being well taken care of, no stains in the drawers, which, you know, 60,000 miles is a lot of traveling, so usually we're seeing more wear and tear. I gotta just double check this mileage. I'm literally gonna double check the miles here because I saw it on the inventory sheet, but this is just too clean. Yeah, 58,398 miles, unbelievable. Here we can see it's got the collision mitigation, so many nice features that make this a really nice driving coach, but this is the best condition I've ever seen any 58,000 mile motorhome. I mean, there may have been some Prevos or Newells that are this nice, but I'm really blown away by the condition of this coach. But here's a little bit of storage below the booth here as well. This is all villa furniture. Then coming back here, we've got our Whirlpool residential refrigerator with a water and ice dispenser, and then some pantry space to the left of the refrigerator. You can see those lights turned on when we open this up. Again, dovetail construction, very well-lit cabinets. Newmar always impresses me with their woodwork and craftsmanship, and it is a bath-and-a-half coach. This swiveling door, and then our central vac is gonna be in the bathroom, so you can kind of sweep everything in here, kick that up, and it'll vacuum it up. Got some good medicine cabinet space here with outlets and USB ports. Again, super clean. And the Mountaineer is going to have nice touches, even like the vent cover that matches the cabinets here in the half bathroom. Some of the lower level coaches are not going to have that extra vent cover, just a nice high-end touch. Here we've got our breaker panel and some of the fuses above the toilet. And we'll give the toilet test a try. Dometic toilet. And then below the sink is a perfect spot to store our liquefied RV toilet treatment, the best RV toilet treatment in the market that uses enzymes to break down the waste so it keeps your tank sensors clean, keeps odors out of your coach. And the best part about it is this bottle that it comes in, where it makes it easy to give exactly a 1 ounce pour, so you're not pouring your money down the drain. You can now get liquefied at over 1,700 Walmarts, as well as Amazon and liquefiedrv.com. We greatly appreciate Liquefied for sponsoring the channel. And then coming back into the bedroom, being a triple full wall slide, we have this very wide opening coming into the rear suite, which really makes it a very livable coach. But then if you want to section off your rear suite, you've got these sliding pocket doors. And then here in the rear suite, we've got that same ceiling pattern through the coach. No carpet on the slide room again, with a large fixed Samsung TV. And then in the bedroom, we have this panel here that we can monitor our tank levels, our generator, floor heat, engine block, climate control, control the water pump, monitor our house batteries, all of that good stuff. We've got some storage here, and this is something kind of cool that you don't always see. If you look back in here, your awning control for your window awning back here is tucked in this cabinet out of the way. And you know, to be fully transparent, I don't think that's the best positioning for that, because if you have this filled up for storage, which is what it's intended for, you're gonna have a tough time getting to that switch. So I'm usually not very critical of Newmar, but that's, you know, I've got to be fully transparent with you guys. But, you know, I'm sure there's a rhyme and reason for that. We also have some more drawer space, very deep drawers, again, with that dovetail construction. And, you know, all the faces of these cabinets are all super clean. Whoever owned this coach definitely took good care of it. They drove it a lot, there's no doubt about that, but a lot of people really like a coach that's been used, an owner that's cared for it. Sometimes that's better than a coach that's sitting. You know, if a coach is just sitting, that means they're not, you know, relying on the different systems. But when you're using that coach, you got to be able to, you know, cook a meal or take a hot shower, run the slide rooms in and out. So I think a lot of these coaches do like to be used. And here we've got a king size bed, and I love the way they bring out this extension above the bed with that nice puck lighting, that nice rich woodwork on the slide room face. And we do have storage above the bed with outlets and pucks there if you want to run a CPAP machine, and a really cool style headboard there with that leather pattern in it, nice bedding. We have windows on both sides of the bed, and then outlets and USB ports on both sides of the bed. And again, that subtle indirect lighting on this slide room face, just lots of really nice touches. And then we do have a small step up into the rear bathroom where we do have the cathedral ceiling. So even though we took a step up, we actually gained headroom back here. And again, you'll notice that vent cover that matches the cabinets. We've got a huge shower in this coach with that seamless drain. We've got a teak seat. I might have to kind of lift it up a little bit. I'm 6'2" and I've got shoes on right now. I think I could pretty comfortably take a shower in here. We also have a grab handle, beautiful tile work here as well. I love the design, and these shampoo and conditioner dispensers look like they've never been used, just excellent condition. And then we're gonna have an emergency egress door, and I know some of you have asked me to open this up just to show you how easy that works. Super easy, and then you can just pull this off, and then that lateral fold out. I've timed it before. I think I've gotten out of a coach in less than 20 seconds. And then this is also going to be really nice for loading and unloading the coach. Just bring it in above the toilet. And here we're going to have the double hanging space on this side of the closet. We have lots of shoe cubbies back here and a nice mirror inlay on the closets, and then a safe hidden back here, as well as adjustable shelving. But if you wanted to remove that, you would have hanging space along the entire back of the coach. And I love this style of sinks that they use, again with that hidden drain look. We have a very large mirror here, beautiful tile backsplash, and even these faucets. Oh, the water pump's not on right now, but just a really cool style faucet they used. And you're gonna have a little bit of medicine cabinet space with outlets on both sides. Actually, this one is gonna be access to the washer and dryer if you needed to access that for service work on your washer and dryer. And then here you can see the vented face on these cabinet doors. And there we've got the Splendid stackable washer and dryer. So many little touches like the crown moldings here in your rear bathroom. This is just an incredible coach, especially at this price point. Now I know a lot of you have been asking to see the coaches with the slide rooms in, as well as the blinds open, so we'll try to show that off for you guys today. You can see, slightly narrow while you're going down the road, but you can still pretty easily get through this coach, and you can also sit down and utilize this coach while the slide rooms are in. Come in here to the rear of the coach. It gets a little bit narrow here, but I can kind of pivot sideways. I can still easily get into the half bathroom here, easily get to the refrigerator, the pantry, and then you would need to climb over the rear bed to get to that huge rear bathroom, but a very livable coach with the slide rooms in. This coach is currently available here at the Motor Coach Store in Bradenton, Florida for $344,444. If you're a serious and qualified buyer, you can contact the team at the Motor Coach Store. Their information is available at themotorcoachstore.com. Thanks to all of you following. We hope you're all having a great day.